Is making an emotional connection outside your relationship worse than cheating on your partner?
That's the question.
What do y'all,
That is the question.
I'm curious to hear what y'all think.
Yeah.
No.
Dr.
You the
Sandra
guest.
wanted to know.
You the guest.
Yeah, but I just want to hear like what the vibe is.
I don't mind. I don't mind that. I don't mind that. Why we don't mind that? Come on.
Because she's trying to fill
She's
the
trying
room.
to use her brain.
No, she's trying to
Why
fill the room.
not? I wanna see-
We want to feel you. I like
got
part of me.
you.
Pause. We want to. You know what I mean? We want
I'm
to.
gonna give you everything I have. I promise.
Okay.
I mean, the way she said that, you know, I mean, you don't have to do all that, but I mean, that was good. I like the way that was said. I like the way that was delivered. Is all I'm saying.
Rich is I am going to say that I really do feel like the emotional is really worse. It is really worse because it's emotions. You're giving them your time. If we're just having sex, and I'm really trying to leave after to get back to you, like wash my dick in the sink, as they say. I found out that's the thing people do. I didn't know that. I found out that's the thing people do. They wash their dick in the sink when they cheat, and then they go home. So that if they shorty say that. So if I'm trying to get back to you and not trying to stay with this person, I feel like I show that I love you more. Maybe it's wrong. I'm not saying it's not wrong. It's not right. It's not wrong. I mean, but yeah, the emotional.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before you go, Jerry, we got a lot of comments in here. Shout out to
Yeah,
the
we got some
situationship. She said, "Is that my boo?"
Yes.
So
That
she said-
absolutely is.
You're from the situation.
Yeah, all right.
Hey,
Okay.
boo.
All right.
Shout out to you, Tanya, the CEO, man.
So Terrence Jefferson said both can be pretty bad.
Hey, Terrence.
Honey C said, I can't say that it's worse, but it's equally bad. Rico Jones said, nah. Rico Jones said, guests go first when we ask questions.
Sorry.
As I said.
Curious.
All right. So
Kingston Story says it's a trick question.
a lot of people, the consensus seems to be both suck. Physical is worse than emotional, but both suck. Okay. He said physical is worse than emotional. Black said the emotional is going to hurt him a lot more.
And I completely agree. I do feel like the emotional, if being attached to someone else emotionally to me is far worse, because I don't only look to have a physical relationship with the person I'm married to or the person that I'm dating.
Right.
I mean, we start off having a physical relationship. That is, of course, the initial thing that draws us to each other. But I'm always constantly working, and I say that on the show, that I'm constantly working on having a spiritual, and I want to be on other levels on those sides as well, more so than the physical, because again, the physical changes way more than the emotional for me.
Facts.
Does. So body changes, everything changes with both of us, but like if I'm emotionally connected to you, it's forever for me. So I feel like if you have an emotional connection with somebody else, that's 10 times worse. I'd rather you cheat. Go and cheat on me. But if you have an emotional connection with somebody else, I can't even see myself ever even repairing that. And I joke around saying, "Yo, you suck this," and all that. But it's just like when you're emotional for someone, you just want to do shit just for them. It's like a completely different level for me. It's you're not just it's not just pleasure that you're receiving and giving. It's a completely different mind for me.
Terrence Jefferson 33 said the emotional aspect can lead to the physical. Once you have the mind, then the body will follow. All right, shout out to Terrence. Terrence Jefferson.
So I think one of the things that I find honestly in relationships overall is that couples tend to fight about who's doing what and which one is worse. And they say that what they say is, but I don't do that to you. Like, I don't do that. And I think we tend to kind of really judge what pain is or isn't. And what we really need to pay more attention to is not necessarily what's happening or what the intention is, but what the impact is. Right? So the intention might be to fuck, but what's the impact that creates?
Okay.
It's still an emotional, traumatic experience that's being created, no matter how it's created, whether it's an emotional exchange or it's a physical exchange. The impact is my partner doesn't trust me, my partner feels unloved, my partner feels like they're not enough, my partner feels betrayed. That's the impact, right? So it doesn't really matter like what created it. The fact is that it occurred. And so I don't like to decide what's better, worse for anybody, because I don't really, I can't, how do I temper how somebody feels about something? You feel what I'm saying? Like, I can't, there's no, what's the thermometer read on that? You know what I mean? I can't really gauge that. I just know that it's painful, and I can't decide whose pain is worse than the other. So I focus on impact.
On both, whether it's emotional or
the
physical.
impact. The impact is betrayal, trauma, like post-traumatic stress disorder, mistrust. Like once trust is broken, That's one of the hardest things to repair.
To get back.
You don't
I didn't talk
honestly.
about it.
How often do people get your trust back after breaking?
It's not easy.
I mean, it could happen. Yeah.
Yeah.
Had that ever happened for you?
I've definitely made mistakes in the past that has caused my then girlfriend, now wife, to not trust me as much as she did before that event. And we've been having.
She moved past it. She moved past it.
But has the trust ever been fully repaired? I can't even tell you that. That's 100%. Yeah. That's. I don't think so. I'm honestly, I don't think so. Like Dr. Cassandra just said,
and she brings it up from time to time.
a word that she just brought up that I never even thought about was PTSD. I was like, post-traumatic stress disorder. Wow.
100%.
Like I never even thought about that being an effect
100%.
of losing the trust that you have in
100%.
somebody. So I'm just like, whoa, like
100%.
it's probably more serious than I
Can
thought.
I tell you a crazy story? So when I started to study infidelity, and I learned that literally when somebody gets cheated on, doesn't matter what it is, when there's a betrayal that occurs, the neurological pathways of your brain changes.
Wow.
It changes instantaneously. It's kind of like being in a car accident. Even if you survive, right? Your brain changes so that anything that comes across your path, like you might flinch different. And so when a person's been cheated on, they flinch a lot, so to speak, emotionally. So meaning, if you, let's say for example, your wife is in a car with you and she sees a receipt and she knows you hate Burger King, but there's a Burger King receipt in the car, it's a flinch. It's like, what is that? Why is that there? Who did you go to Burger King with? Or why did you order two of, if you went to the same restaurant, like, when did you go here? I was with you all week. When did you have time to go here? Because it's a flinch, it's a reaction, and they can't control it. They can't maintain, like.
I'm not gonna lie. You're 100% right. Because I remember when I was in a relationship where I felt like my partner was cheating on me. Certain stuff that I would never do in any other relationship. I would do, like, I would look in the trash a little bit. Like I wouldn't go through it, but I'd look in there and be like,
Yeah,
so
it's real.
You know what I mean? Like it's
I'm
wild,
not gonna
man.
lie, hell yeah. Like
What?
Yeah, like I wouldn't go through, but I dead ass would look in the trash and be like, cause
Bro, I don't
it
know.
changes the way you think, bro. It changes the way you think.
That's it.
It's
right
100%.
there.
It's 100% true.
Yeah.
When you've been cheated on when somebody's violated your trust,
Yeah, man.
it's just like if somebody came to your house, right, and you had money laying around somewhere. They're the only person who came to your house and that money's going, and you
Yeah.
and that person turns around, and you always know the person who steals your money, steals your shit, is gonna be like, oh, I'll help you look for it. They help you look for it, and all of a sudden it shows up. Then they leave. You like, I know this nigga took my shit.
Yeah.
Moving forward,
Oh, you got your eyes.
their mind is
What?
different when they come over.
Different.
Right.
100%.
Different.
Because they violated your trust.
Different. And let me tell you.
Shea Butter _ baby 90 says what the doctor is saying is true, but these days are these guys are selfish. They don't care about the impact of the other person.
I was just about to say, I think what was more offensive when I saw the small short clip of the communicative exchange between Princess and Ray J was that he did not care. Like, he wasn't hearing her. That hurts so bad when somebody won't hear your side and they're committed to disagreeing with you. That hurts like shit.
Committed to decision.
Yo, how you know that's what I was? How you know that's
That-
what I was? Yo,
Because that was a bar. That was a low key bar.
committed to disagreeing with you.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
That's
Wow.
painful as fuck. You know what it is? It's a mind fuck. Cause
I'm
the
starting
whole
to wonder if I'm committed to disagreeing with my wife at the time.
no, because
I think
you're
committed to disagree with a lot of people.
yeah, with everybody else, yes.
listen when you think about it, right? This is what makes
That was a big line, man.
This
I
is what
never
makes
thought about
relationships
it.
so scary. The whole purpose of a relationship is to connect. The purpose of a relationship is to align. So when you have a person in a relationship who's committed to disagreeing, rebuttaling, giving you another perspective, we're not connecting. You're moving, you're disengaging. I'm trying to like,
Dropping heat.
yeah. That's why,
She's dropping
this is
bars
why I
right
usually
now.
ask people to talk first. That's why y'all like, oh,
I
don't
feel
guess
like
go
our
first.
last two guests been coming.
I've
on
been
here
coming
and
with the
dropping-
heat. It's like the
Yeah.
levels have been turning up. Pierre Benjamin on shout out to you on Instagram says men ask for 1, 2, 3, women give ABC. LOL.
Yeah.
Sometimes that's what it is.
No,
though. It's
not
like
sometimes.
you know I'll be like, listen, I'm trying to interlock with you,
You okay?
and for
Oh,
for some
like that.
strange reason, it just seems like we're always we're always butting heads. Shout out to Perry for that one, man. Perry's another one of our guests that's been on. Shout out to you. Send this out to 5 of your friends, Perry, and
Send it out,
everybody
Perry.
else on here, please. Love you, but send this out to your friends. Get them in on all the conversation. We got
Please.
18 people in here.
Well-
We're trying to get down to 40. Dr. Cassandra's
Hello.
dropping heat. Let's go.
For me, after she gave all that intelligence, you know, she got some knowledge over here.
Toxic Rich.
I'm not toxic at all.
Hey, well, you know the
He said I'm toxic. See,
No, I did not say that.
Hey, well, you know the. Go ahead.
Kinda
Go
did.
I was telling him to pass me the bottle.
Oh.
that's what he. That's
All right, that's what I heard.
Yeah, exactly. He said.
I could be wrong.
He said, I'm toxic.
Right now, that's what I
It's the
heard.
way he said it. He was like, I know Dr. Cassandra's dropping heat, but let me
say
get up.
but. I didn't say
Nah,
but at all.
I just felt like that's what he was about to do.
All I was gonna say was I think that I feel like what Terrence Jefferson 33 said connected with me a lot more than like choosing one. I feel like when I was cheated on, at least I'm not saying I don't know if I've been cheated on more than that, but this is the only one that I know for a fact I was cheated on or whatnot, and I feel like the person when I got cheated on, the person fell in love with somebody else.
Oof.
You know what I mean? Like fell in love with this person, was willing to disrespect me for this
Yeah.
person and everything. You know what I mean? So for me, I feel like
The emotional attachment.
I feel like that for me it wasn't just emotional. I feel like for me I feel like the women I would choose to date wouldn't just be in the first place.
Mm-hmm.
Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm not saying it's impossible. I'm not saying it's impossible.
right,
and I'm not vouching for any woman. People cheat.
Right.
It is
We
what it
know
is.
better than that.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not vouching for anybody. I'm just more so saying, in my mind, call it childish or whatever. I feel like the woman I choose to date is not gonna just be wanna get dick from this random person from time to time.
Right.
You know what I mean? So in my mind, you're automatic. I automatically think you caught feelings for this person to f them in the first place.
You know what
Right.
you did?
If it's physical, you're saying.
Put
If it's
the on a pedestal.
Call it that. You're probably right. I probably call it that. I probably
That's
put
what
it
you did.
on a pedestal. I've grown a lot
Absolutely.
from that when I used to think that way. You know what I mean? I've
Absolutely.
grown a lot, and
I have a question.
uh-huh.
I have a question for all y'all. Well, I won't ask you guys who has been cheated. That's personal.
We
But
all got cheated on.
okay,
If
would you
you're-
would
I don't know
you feel
about
would you
that.
feel would
yeah,
you
I got you to know.
I got
are
cheated
you,
on.
you know that song I don't
That
want
shit
to know?
change me up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you feel
Yes.
like that now? Like after having been cheated on, do you feel like, you know what, I would rather not know? Like I don't want to know, or do you feel like you want to know?
Low key, when you know, that shit hurt more than you think it's gonna hurt.
That
Like,
shit,
huh?
that shit is soul sucking.
That shit hurts more
Yo,
than you think it's
listen,
gonna hurt.
I-
So I
It does hurt.
don't want to know.
It
You
does
don't
hurt.
want to know?
I don't want to know.
Really?
I don't
What
want
about
to know.
You don't want to know.
You want to know or not?
You sound like you about to speak Creole just now.
I don't want
Let's
to
go.
know.
Do I want to know? Shit.
It's crazy, right? When you think about it.
Cause I'm leaving. You know me. I'm leaving.
I'm leaving. I'm
Yeah,
leaving.
y'all talked about that all the
Yeah,
time,
I'm
and
leaving.
I always say it's different for me. So I mean, I want to know simply because again, I'd like to have the conversation on what we doing from here on out. Is all I'm saying. Let me know so I could be like, okay.
That opens doors. That opens doors for Jerry.
I
Jerry's
don't- I don't
Jerry's
wanna-
like,
What we doing? So
Jerry's
what,
like,
so how is it gonna work out? Cause you could go and get your dick on Monday, Tuesday. I go do my thing on Thursday, Friday. What we doing?
Will you
What we doing?
still want to fuck your wife after that? Cause now y'all swingers.
You might.
Yo, what up?
Not the
What
whole
up? Yo,
Now we gotta
my
turn
man
up.
went to swingers.
Hold on.
titles.
My man went to swingers, bro.
No,
I think
but-
it's when you're both doing it together.
No,
it's when
I-
you're
I-
swinging,
I-
bro.
Hold on.
You can be swing. I mean, I guess you're right.
Yeah,
Max.
swinging has to be
Open relationship. Whatever.
And Max, I 100% agree with you. At this point, we going to sex parties. We doing it. If
Like-
you got a nigga, I'm fucking this. Let's let yo, babe.
Let's-
it's
let's-
Thursday
come-
night.
Yo. A lot of people. Jay Peso said, "I don't want to know."
I don't want to know.
People say
Terrence
I don't wanna
Jefferson said,
know.
"Look at what it takes, just in general process of getting to know a woman, and the process it takes." Okay, I think he's talking
If
about
you
what I
gonna
was saying.
cheat,
Yeah.
cheat with respect.
But a lot, but
That's
honestly,
how I feel.
a lot of it.
I feel like don't let me find out from somebody else. That's how I feel.
A lot of women
Do
say
not,
that. A
and when I
lot of
say-
women say
and
that.
somebody else includes me. Don't let me find out on my own.
Oh, right. Through
Or-
research.
Said it includes-
includes me.
Includes
That somebody
somebody
else
includes me.
includes me.
That's
How many
crazy.
people you
That's
got up
crazy.
here,
Right.
Dr. Cassandra?
I'm just saying, don't let nobody tell me. I would rather, if I need to know, right? If it's happening, I would rather him tell me because I could build from that. You respect me enough. I could respect that.